Manjimup is one of the largest inland towns in the entire southwest. It's at the heart of the timber industry, and a number of mills, both operating and abandoned, dot the forests around the town. The area was part of the group settlement scheme, and many of the people who moved into the area were completely unprepared for the conditions they were going to face. All you would have to do today is walk a few hundred meters into the forest and just imagine what it would have been like to come down into this area with the massive trees and have to start clearing it with cross-cut saws and axes. The large part played by timber in the area is celebrated in Timber Park. There are a number of different displays in the park, including a number of interesting examples of early machines used both in the timber industry and for farming. A small replica village area gives you a little glimpse back into the past. Add to this a wonderful playground that includes one of the tallest slides we've ever seen, and Timber Park is a wonderful place to visit when you're in town. Entry to the park is completely free, when you can't get much better value than that. Unfortunately, when we visited, the Timber Museum was closed for redevelopment, and we have no idea at this stage when it's likely to reopen. Fire tower trees are one of the attractions in the area, and they were developed to help give early warning of any large fires coming through. Some of these trees can actually be climbed by visitors, but you've got to have a pretty good head for heights. King Jarrah, One Tree Bridge, Four Aces, Diamond Tree, Fonte's Pool, Diamond Mill. The list of places to see in this area is really quite extensive. The name of the town comes from the Aboriginal language, and it's said to mean rushes by the side of a pool. Settlement dates from the late 1850s, but a town site wasn't gazetted until 1903. When the railway arrived in 1909, the terminus was built 5 kilometres from the existing town. People began moving their homes and businesses to the new area by the railway siding. This became the new site of Manjimup, with the old town being named Balbarup. Manjimup was originally spelled with a double P, but in 1915 this was changed and the current spelling was adopted. Today the town is a vital hub for the timber industry and for the farming areas beyond. A short drive southwest of Manjimup is Pemberton, and although we'd been to the town many times before, there were a couple of places we'd never seen. As both of these sites were very close to the middle of town, it was almost unbelievable that we'd never been there before. Like Manjimup, Pemberton was originally developed as a timber cutting area, and in 1913 a state sawmill was built to supply 500,000 sleepers for the Trans-Australian Railway. The area was first called Big Brook, but when it came time to gazette the town site in 1912, the name Walcott was suggested. This was rejected because a similar sounding place, Port Walcott, existed already in the Pilbara. The town name that was finally chosen, Pemberton, came from Pemberton Walcott, who was an early settler in the area in 1862. For those who enjoy the outdoors lifestyle, there are a number of good campsites in the area. Some are located along the Warren River, and others north of Big Brook Dam. On this trip, we decided to stay at Big Brook, mainly because the sites along Warren River and the aptly named Heartbreak Trail aren't really suitable for larger vehicles like ours. We had stayed at Big Brook Campsite a couple of times in the past, and it had always been a nice free-form open area. Unfortunately, now that it's been taken over by national parks, there are now hundreds of little posts all over the place. Campsites are located very close together, and the general idea seems to have been to jam as many people as close together as humanly possible. Even though we think the campsite has been a little bit spoilt by doing this, the area down at Big Brook Dam is still as beautiful as ever. It is possible to walk down to the dam from the campsite, but most people will choose to drive.